So I'm here to share with you this painting again. I shared with you months ago, but I'm sharing it again. This was a painting I did probably a couple of years ago. It was the beginning of what I started doing, what I call mandala art, which is not true to what mandalas are in a traditional sense, but you start with an idea in the center and you have kind of a design that extends from the inward out. And to me, it is a metaphor for the way that we live our lives. So whatever it is within, we extend it outward once we understand that greater sense of who we are. And it ended up being the cover art for my book, Alchemy of Spirit. And what it is I'm doing with this book is I wrote that book for some people that I love very dearly as a curriculum for a class that I was to teach for them. But then we had things happen in the last year and a half that kept a lot of us from doing what it is we were intending to do. So now I'm offering it online. And it's an extension of who we are out into the world. So in this painting, there's all these different aspects of many different colors. I try to get just about at least a symbolic measurement of different types of colors and how it extends in life and how they work together and how they, different designs, different colors, and how it's all this movement and that comes through it and continues, and how they all work together. And there's these little tiny lights right here, kind of, this is all done in gold paint, just kind of to indicate that this continues to move on, even beyond what appears to be in the physical realm and what appears to be in life itself, because everything that we're really about is energy. Energy is like, if you listen to scientists, and I don't have the exact measurement, but it's like 99.999% energy, and everything else is matter, which means we're this much matter, and the extension of energy that goes way far beyond our understanding. And I understand this from having had two different experiences in what some of us call heaven. It's the next dimension, or the heavenly realm, through two near-death experiences. I had a car accident, and then I later had a surgical procedure. And both of those experiences were almost identical. Yes, I had the flashing of my life before me and people but mine wasn't like events. What came through me were people that I loved. And I just saw one person I loved after another person I loved after another person I loved and another person I loved. And how beautiful it was. And then I ended up in this realm of just pure golden white light. And I learned amazing things, and it became me, and I became it. And I was there with this energy of beings that I could explain to you. But if you want to know more about it, join me in some of the classes I'm going to teach and some of the things I'm going to do. Or you can read my books, because they're in my books, and my books are all available on Amazon. But the thing is what I learned there is what I live within. It's everything that I've gained. And I will say that all the experiences in my life, from the time I was born in this realm, in this time frame, all the things I learned from my parents, from my family, from the religion that I originally was raised into, what it is I now believe as a thought, in the new thought, what they call new thought. All of that is a part of the same thing, and it's all about love. It's all about peace. It's all about the awareness of who we are and the greatness of who we are becoming. And so I'm sending to you today this message as an invitation for you to join me. Because if you do join me, then you will receive a weekly free message every week, by email. And I'll continue to send, these videos through Facebook, and also I will put them on our pages as well, in what it is you'll be seeing in what I'm presenting to people. But we're creating a community, and it's a community of like-minded people who are really stepping into the greater sense of themselves, because I really believe that we're all here on purpose. We're all here with a purpose. We're all here to do great things. And some of us have already done great things, or some of us are dreaming of doing something even more. and wondering kind of how to do it because of the circumstances of the last year and a half have kind of stopped us. From that. And we're kind of wondering who we are. And we're stepping into a new sense of ourselves. And that's been going on for a long time before that, but it really brought it home for a lot of people. And a lot of people took that time, that year and a half of time, we're still doing it, of going deep within to understand who we are. Going deep within, to study, to meditate, to do what it is we're doing. So how we're being in the world, in our greater sense of who we are then extending that outwards to whatever we're doing in the world, through our hobbies, through our job, through our families, through our animals, into the environment. Whatever we're doing are coming from a greater sense of who we are and how very important it is. And I'm going to share with you weekly something that's free, something that costs you nothing. It'll be a poetry or a reading or a video or something inspiring, something funny, or some funny things coming too. Something that lightens your day, something that brings you back home to yourself. And just say yes to you. And then if you choose, you can then join me in some classes I'm going to offer. I'm calling them master classes because it's about being the mastery of who you are. And I'm going to have guest speakers and guest stars and people that are going to come and speak what it is they know. And you get to listen to their wisdom. And you'll also have an opportunity to share that wisdom yourself. You'll have an opportunity to go deeper into who you are and write about it, journal about it, go into a deeper sense of yourself and express that in ways that maybe you've always dreamed of, but you never have quite done it. I'm offering this to you because I love you. I truly do. And sometimes that sounds like, oh yeah, sure, you love me. But I remember when I was a kid, and I was growing up, and I think I was in grade school, maybe even, close to junior high, now called middle school. And there were these little tiny statues. They were about, 6 inches tall if they were that big, and they were white. And there would be this little character. He was kind of anthropomorphic. He was neither woman or man. He was just like I call him a him, because that's how I thought of him at the time. And he would have his arms stretched out clear from one side to the other. And he'd say, I love you this much. Meaning that love extended far beyond those arms. And it became kind of a cultural thing. There were a lot of these little statues made with I love you, this and that, or why this and that. And it became in the newspapers. And you'd see, a little cartoon just driven as I love you, blah, blah, blah. And I would look for those. I'd go to the newspaper and look for that. That was one of the things I looked for because I know clearly that that's what love is all about. It's all these expressions. And in that next dimensional field, the heavenly realm, it is greater than what we can understand love to be. But how we term it in terms of words and in terms of ways of being here in this planet, in this way of our understanding, it's love, it's peace, it's harmony, it's joy. It's an expression of something even greater than that, far beyond our understanding. And we express that because I really truly believe that heavenly realm, we are within it. And there's nothing that we miss. And when we arrive there, because I've been there twice, and both times I felt like I was home. But when we arrive there, we're like, oh, I know this. I've been here before. I understand this. And we have the same feelings here in this realm, right now. And things that we resonate with, things that we kind of attune to, things we align with, things that we come home to understand about ourselves. All those are just some terms. We see the light in something, or it becomes the light of who we are. It becomes the beauty and the grace of who we are in the world. It becomes the excellence of our expression. It becomes the glory of our being. And then when we are that and we get that, then we can extend that to someone else. We can tell that to our children. We can tell that to our spouse or to our partner or to the people we love, our friends, our family, to our beautiful animal family, to out in nature. I follow a lot of people that share their stories and their photography about nature. And it is so inspiring because I love photography myself, but I don't take the time to do what it is that these people do and what a gift they are to the world. So what are your gifts? What are your talents? What are the things that you do that you can share with people, that you can give wholeheartedly from something deep within? Perhaps it's through writing. Perhaps it's poetry. Perhaps it's through cooking a good meal for guests in your family and your family. Perhaps it's just doing that for yourself. Perhaps it's through meditation and going deep into contemplation and sitting still and watching the stars at night, or watching the sunset or the sunrise, or taking a walk in nature and being out in the forest, or sitting with the river as it flows by, and just being with the glory of what this earth has to offer, because she is amazing. And so I love you. And so if any of this is of interest to you, click on the link that is attached to this and join me, because we have a community of people who are just so amazing, and you will be a part of that as well. Because if you resonate with anything I'm saying, you already are that. You're magnificent. We are all in this together. We all do it differently, but we are all in it together. And I send you